Hey, good morning, folks. So we're back on the trail after a wonderful night at Allison's place. Thank you so much. You were awesome. Loved getting to stay with you and your boys and your wonderful pets. You are amazing. Thank you, Allison. Got put back on the trail by John. You were the man. Thank you so much. We were able to actually pick up another southbounder in town that was trying to hitch out, named True Grit, and he is the first southbounder I have seen in 6 days, which has been wonderful. I've had a good conversation with him. We've been working our way up these logging roads from Chief Joseph Pass, which has been nice and cruisy. I'm hoping it continues as long as possible. And also really cool because we're walking right on the Idaho-Montana border as well. So it's been a good day. Got started around 10 a.m., so a little later in the day. I think I'll end up doing something like 17 miles, depending on what the trail does. Maybe I'll get a wild hair and go further because I'm trying to make it to salmon in about 4 days for my next resupply. And yeah, that's the plan right now. I think should be good, but I've heard that this section is notoriously difficult through here because it does a lot of like roller coastering, and that can just wear you down when it's climb after climb after climb after climb. And you know, you get to the top of one hill and then you just immediately start going back down. So it can be exhausting, but I've had some notice of it, so a little bit ready for it. Should have some good views today. I'll bring you guys on once we see any neat stuff, but stoked to be back on trail. I had to walk a ways down the ridge to get this one. So the trail through Idaho and Montana right around the Borderlands. By the way, I'm walking right on the border. So like my right foot's in Idaho, my left foot is in Montana. And since you're up on the ridge lines, there's not really any area for water. So you gotta drop down when you do get water. And this is one heck of a contraption here. It looks like they took this little culvert running down the side of the mountain and they built like almost like a containment box. Check it out right there. So they've got it lined with plastic as well, so that way it just kind of centralizes the water. And then they've even put this hose here, which is pretty freaking sweet. And look at that, just in the time that I've been yapping, my water's filled up. And since you're coming down the ridge to get to the water, obviously it's up to get back to it. And I think this one's like just over a half-mile round trip down and back to get to the water. I think this will be the new normal. So I am in Idaho right now. Just up on the top of this ridge line is the border with Montana. So it's pretty cool being in the next state. And then I'll be here for about 300-ish miles walking the border between Montana and Idaho. And then I'll enter Wyoming. And like I said, I'm going to try my best to get to Wyoming by August 16th or August 17th. That's like 330 miles. It's August 3rd right now. I need to average like 26 miles per day to make it there by then. So I'm going to try. I'll push it, but I don't want to push it to the breaking point because it's just not worth derailing the entire hike over an arbitrary goal. But if I can make it happen and the body holds together, I'm absolutely going to go for it. Boy, the Borderlands are beautiful. Man, it's just amazing how much variance you can have just right over the border and how things are starting to change. Like northern Montana had way more moisture and it's getting a little bit more dry out here. But the mountains themselves are changing. pretty special. Well, folks, that is it for today. I just got into camp. It was a 16-mile day. I wanted to go a little bit longer, but there's a storm coming in, and sometimes it's just not worth the extra miles. So that'll set me up for 26.3-mile days into the town of Salmon. Just fine, because I'll get a much earlier start tomorrow morning, so the miles will come a little easier. I'll have a lot more daylight for it, but figured I've got a beautiful campsite, I might as well take advantage of it. And also we'll spend the night here with another southbounder named True Grit. I talked about him earlier, which would be nice just to share camp with someone, because I haven't done that in a while. And we're on separate itineraries, so we'll go our separate ways in the morning, but it's nice to have company when you can get it. Yeah, not a bad day today. Climbed up out of town, which is always fun. The road wasn't awful. It was mainly Forest Service road to start with, and then it did some roller coaster stuff, which was really tough. I was having a bit of a hard day because the sun was just beating down and there was no way to get the umbrella right, and just mentally tough. That's why there wasn't a huge amount of filming today, but you know, it's weird. I actually felt better the second half of the day than the first half of the day, which is usually reversed. So I did feel better as the day went on and the miles got easier. Seemed to cruise by a little bit better. And I was doing 5-mile chunks today, so I did 5 miles to start, took a break, 5 miles, took a break, 5 miles, and then finished for the day. Well, I guess 6 miles for the last one because it is 16, but this is the camp area. This is Big Hole Pass, and across the road here you've got really nice camping area all set up with logs and things like that. And it's pretty cool that they've got this actually divided, because we're on the border right here, like right on the Continental Divide and the border itself. So we got the Beaverhead National Forest, Salmon National Forest, and it looks like people are a little upset at Idaho. That seems to be shot up a little bit more than the Montana side, but still pretty cool. All right, guys, so that is it for today. I've just got to say a huge thank you to Allison for picking me up from the trail yesterday, letting me spend time with you and the family. That was amazing. Thanks so much. Definitely the people that you get to meet on this trail and around the trail are by far the best aspect of through hiking. Like, it's not even close, but yeah, here's to meeting new people and seeing new trail and just getting this thing done. All right, guys, see you tomorrow.